All you need is love, and dolphins, and dogs. And I suppose there are people out there with cats as well, and pigs. We know all of you there. Welcome to night 2 of this 3rd Gartshore Organ Festival. And tonight is all about the world of love. And tonight we had to start with All You Need Is Love, from, of course, the Beatles. And we will be returning to the Fab Four later on this evening. We have, oh my goodness, we have an amazing program to get through tonight. This program is not my work. Can I give you that, please? Thank you very much. This program was put together by Mr. Blue Wrench himself, Cameron Platt. Cameron, the old romantic. Cameron came up with the idea, with some others, came up with the idea of how about a night of romance through the ages. Ooh la la, sounds delicious. And over the past few weeks, Cam has been putting together this program, and this program has no less than 75 items on it. Now, whether we get through all 75 or not in the next 2 hours, I can't imagine, but we will see. We'll get through as many of them as we can. Now, the idea is we will start back in the year 1784. I actually said we'd go back to baroque times. That was a bit of clickbait. It's actually classical times. Historically speaking, it's not actually baroque. 1784, that's classical times. That's, it's right in the middle of sort of Mozart and Haydn times. So definitely classical period. We're going to start all the way back there. And we found a wonderful old piece of music, simply called The Pleasure of Love. Ooh, doesn't that sound good? Plaisir d'amour. So it sounds even better in French. 1784, yeah, that old. This is one of the first composed sort of classical love songs that wasn't connected to any kind of, sort of official either churchy thing or opera or whatever. It's just a piece of music that was actually just composed for no reason whatsoever. And it was composed by a guy called Jean-Paul Egide, or Egide, I'm guessing, Martini. What a wonderful name. It's a French guy with the surname Martini. How romantic can you get? A French guy with a martini. I mean, come on. How much more romantic can we get than that? Now, finding the music for this was not as easy as I thought, and I found an old score, but parts of it are missing. So we're going to have to play around a little bit. But hey, you know me. We can improvise. We can get around these things. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back, relax, cuddle up to the one you love. If you're on your own, cuddle up to a cushion and pretend it's the one you love. If you have a dog or a cat or a pig or a dolphin nearby, then cuddle up to them. Cuddle up to them. Is Jerry sending you dolphin pictures? No?
Leider nicht.
What's that then? Who's that?
This
It's
is for Joe.
for Joe? Oh, all right. Vanessa's sending lovey-dovey pictures to Joe already. Good heavens. It's a good start to the evening, isn't it? Here we go. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the key of F major, The Pleasure of Love, Plaisir d'amour, from Mr. Martini. Here we go. Plaisir d'amour. What a very gentle and serene and splendid number. Now, as the evening progresses, we're going to move through various different styles of love songs. And while I was digging through the program myself, looking at what's coming up, I was rather amazed by the way that these things changed over the years. That piece of music literally was all about love, 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 love. It's all in French, and my French isn't really very good, but it's all about how love can be good and bad and get you and then. It's all very emotional, yeah? Very exciting, very nice. Very emotional. I'm Scottish, we don't do emotions. Oh, Shiloh was having a bad dream downstairs. He's obviously not dreaming of love stuff. Poor Shiloh. Poor Shiloh's having a fun time. And so from all these lovey-dovey things, then suddenly the world changed. Now, think of the history of the world. We've gone from the 1780s. We're going to leap forward by about 100 years to the late 19th century. Now, in the late 19th century, Lex, thank you very much indeed. A gesture of goodwill from Lex there. Thank you very much. Lex Coy. I like the name. That sounds like you're from the Netherlands somewhere. So, welcome along. And a banana. Oh, we have a banana. Cool. Where did you get the banana? I like the banana. Thank you, Lex. That's rather cool. I hope that's not some kind of reference to naughtiness for this kind of thing. Actually, that fits rather nicely to the next piece of music. Now, you know me. I am not a politically correct person. And the subject of love is very closely connected to the subject of something else. Let's leave it at that. And this is a wonderful piece of music that I'd actually completely forgotten about. Wonderful piece of music indeed. I'm not going to sing it. That would be disgraceful. It should be sung by a lady, so I'm not going to sing it. But it's a wonderful piece of music. Let me read you some of the words. We're talking about a girl here, all right? A sweet tuxedo girl, you see. Queen of swell society. Fond of fun as fond can be when it's on the strict QT, on the quiet. I'm not too young, I'm not too old. Not too timid, not too bold. Just the kind you'd like to hold. Just the kind for sport, I'm told. That's verse 1. And then there's a chorus. And the chorus has a rather bizarre lyric. I'm not going to tell you that because it's the title of the song. It's absolutely wonderful, and it's basically hiding words. Now, going back to medieval times, going back to early baroque times, Tudor times even, you will find songs with things like "Hey nonny nonny" and a "Ho ho ho," and all that kind of things. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was nothing other than censorship. They weren't allowed to write down or print, God forbid, naughty words. So they hid them with sort of "hey nonny hon nana ho ha 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 he," and that kind of thing. And the world, don't look at me like that. And the world sort of knew what was being meant, but they weren't allowed to say it themselves. And it's uncertain, obviously, because none of us have a time machine. We think that people actually put in the naughty words that they were supposed to put in. They just weren't allowed to be written down or printed. But when physically performing them, those words could be added. This is a modern equivalent of that very thing. Verse 2. I'm a blushing bud of innocence, ... Papa says at big expense. Oh, one of them, a gold digger. Gotcha. Old maids say I have no sense. Boys declare I'm just immense. okay, so she's a buxom lass. Before my song I do conclude, I want to strictly underclude, that's not actually a word, but never mind. Though fond of life, I'm never rude, though not too bad, I'm not too good. And on it goes. This is a song from 1892. 1892, yes, and this is definitely about Victorian times, isn't it? And we all know how prudish the Victorian folks were, so this kind of song would definitely have been something of a fun number. Its title is Tarara Boom Die. Ever heard of that one before? And Tarara Boom Die means exactly what you think it means. Short but sweet. There's going to be lots of short numbers tonight because we've got a lot to get through. Tarara boom die. Could you imagine performing Tarara boom die with the lass in question? I dare say some poor sod had to. However, back in those days, not everything was naughty like that. There were some songs which were rather beautiful, and the words of them are rather delicious. There is a flower within my heart. And then there's a name of that flower. Planted one day by a glancing dart. Planted by this person. Whether she loves me or loves me not, sometimes it's hard to tell. Yet I am longing to share the lot of beautiful, what was her name? Daisy Bell. What did one do with Daisy Bell? One went on a ride on a bicycle built for two. Sing along, you all know this. This is an internationally well-known song. I think you will recognize it instantly. And yes, please do sing along. Where am I? Hold on, I need to get back down to there. Is it? Is it too bright? Is it too bright? Is the color at 75? Yeah? Okay, then it is too bright. Okay, we have to adjust the Kamera. Okay, magst du das jetzt? Es geht ganz einfach.
Ich finde es ein bisschen zu hell.
Ein bisschen? Okay.
Management hier anmögen, ne?
Sorry, we had to change the shutter speed of the camera because it was obviously, it was too slow. The microphone was switched off for that, yes. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. And you know what's going on. It won't be a stylish marriage. I can't afford a carriage, but you look sweet on the seat of a bicycle made for two. on a bicycle made for two. On the seat of a bicycle made for two. Everyone gets that wrong. What a wonderful, silly old song, isn't it? I love silly old songs. I love silly old love songs. And the next one is no exception, from 1894. That was 1893, by the way. Can you believe that? Hello? Hello?
Ich wollte dir zeigen, dass das Ding jetzt so runter geht, dass das verstellt. Aber das ist auch okay mit dem runter, finde ich gar nicht so schlimm. Es geht so nach unten und nicht mehr nach rechts.
I beg your pardon. What are you talking about?
Wenn dieses Swipe-Ding, das geht nach unten und nicht mehr nach rechts.
Oh, you've changed it, have you?
Nein, ich habe es nicht geändert.
Here, there it is.
Ja, aber
We can change it.
Nach rechts geht.
Yes, correct. We can change it. You can have it to the right. We can have a squash. What do you want it there?
Nach rechts schön.
You want right? Okay, then we do that one. Okay. We're still playing with our new toy. I'm trying to work out how it works. Someone's having fun. Someone's having fun, and it's definitely us. This is great fun, actually, doing a love song concert like this, because I hope you liked my picture, by the way, for the concert tonight. I deliberately chose one of our wedding pictures because, let's face it, everybody needs a Vanessa, and I'm the lucky one to have this Vanessa. She is the most amazing person in the universe, and my life was miserable until I met Vanessa. And then she saved me from that misery. It's true. Everybody thinks it's the other way around. Everybody thinks I was a dirty old man going after a fiendishly young girl. And it's quite the opposite. It was a fiendishly young girl going after a dirty old man. No, no. She, sorry, I will choke for my, there you are. I got my penance there, didn't I? She recognized I was a miserable poor sod, and I recognized she was a miserable poor sod, and we got together and made each other very happy. So there we are. It's a wonderful love story, and one day when Vanessa is feeling a little less camera shy, then we will tell you our story, won't we? Mm-hmm. She said yes. You heard that. She went, mm-hmm. I think it was an mm-hmm because she's doing something else in the background. Anyway, here's a magnificent piece of music that none of you will think is this old. It's from 1894. Yeah, 1894. Now, this is the first piece on the program tonight to be written by a team of people. Now, over the years, popular music, by the way, most of tonight's stuff is popular music from the days. We started with that classical number. Everyone calls it a classical number. It was a pop tune of its day. So pretty much working forwards here, everything's pretty much a pop tune of its day. And we will very quickly realize that most of these songs were written by a team of guys sitting in a New York Tin Pan Alley office. Yeah? They were just sitting in an office writing love songs back to back. So while we think they're amazingly romantic songs, they're not really. They were just sort of cobbled together for effect. It's a bit of a shame, actually. I think when you think how famous some of these songs became, I think it's such a shame. However, we are here to enjoy the music, so let's forget about the pragmatic side of it and let's just have a little bit of fun. Love's Old Sweet Song by James Lynam Molloy and Graham Clifton Bingham. What a wonderful name. Hello, my name is Graham Clifton Bingham and I write love songs. Doesn't quite work, does it? Hello, I'm James Lynam Molloy and I do the same. I wonder what that works with. Words by G. Clifton Bingham. It's even better. G. Clifton Bingham. It's even better. Anyway, enough. Let's play Love's Old Sweet Song. Mrs. G's having fun with her new toy in the corner. La da dee, da da dee. All of these old songs, they sort of, everyone's got some sort of thing in the back of their mind, taking them back, probably back to some kind of real weird experience in their youth. I'm not sure what that is for me. I'm not that old. I'm only 50. I say I'm not that old. I'm only 50, yes. Yeah, but there's some kind of things that get triggered in the backs of people's minds when they hear these songs. I'm not terribly sure what it is. Now then, we're going to sort of move forwards through the years. I'm going to skip a couple because I've seen it's already 11:15, and we are still in the 1890s. And I wanted to get, at some point, to the 1990s. That's going to be difficult. I hope you're in for a long one tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a long night. So let's skip a couple and let's move straight to this one. Now, like I said, not everything was politically correct in those days. And this one will definitely get at... This one will strike some memories, definitely strike memories. Oh! I see a ticket being sold. Thank you very much, James. James has just bought a ticket. Thank you very much, James. It's very kind of you. I do apologize if I don't get them all. Sometimes I don't see the little messages flashing up on the screen there, but Vanessa tries to get them all. So thank you very much indeed. We have a little message at the bottom of the screen there. Thank you for your festival ticket. Yes, we are saving up at the moment for life, basically. More on that in the next weeks. I can't say anything to the moment. It's all top secret. But all will become apparent soon. But yes, thank you very much. If you're interested in helping us out and saying thank you, or putting a penny in the tip jar, as it were, then we are always very grateful indeed. Thank you very much. Right then. To the politically incorrect songs. This is a great one. Theoretically, it was about, I think it was originally about, it was about the invention of the telephone. I think this was the one, isn't it? Yes, this is the one. It's about the invention of the telephone. And the chorus involves the lines, "Send me a kiss by wire, baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you'll lose me, then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone, and tell me I's your own." Now, that little sort of linguistic anomaly in the last line there sort of gets us into the politically incorrect side of this. It's a wonderful old song, and many of you will have some sort of cartoon recollections of this one. I'll leave it at that. From the year 1899. I think we can safely say there is nobody in the audience that old this evening. From 1899. Hello, my baby. A very politically incorrect song. Wonderful stuff. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. That's what this one's all about. Yes, this is the first piece of ragtime music, a first ragtime song composed. I did some digging and I tried to find other ragtime songs of the era. And this was the first one, I think, so do correct me if I'm wrong. But yes, an actual ragtime song to be sung. I'm not going to mention the politically correct stuff that went on in those days, but let's just say it involved shoe polish. And we'll leave it at that. And not shoe polish on shoes. Hello. Vanessa's looking at...
Spielt jetzt aber was Romantisches, oder?
Yes, the romantic stuff is coming. We're working our way through the ages. In the 1890s, life was so miserable, love songs cheered people up by getting them all horny. Yeah, this is all about... You should see the look I got there when I said the word horny. Moving then into the 20th century, and I think we must move forwards. Or we do two of these. Shall we split them up? Shall we go the first half century tonight? Brooks is here. Any open seats left? Yes, Brooks, of course. Get yourself something nice and tasty to eat and drink. Cuddle up to someone to love and enjoy some little love songs. I think we'll miss this one out. We'll save this one. And we'll move straight on to this one, a rather wonderful piece of music that is become very famous in the theatre organ world. Now, Jez M will know what I mean. Is Good Chappie here tonight? He will know exactly what I mean. Good Chappie's not here? Go get Good Chappie. Tell him to come right now. He needs to be here. This is a very famous piece of music in the theatre organ world for one reason, basically. And... well, the piece of music in question is from 1904, so incredibly old. It's called Fascination, and again, it was written by a French guy and an Italian guy. So here we are. We've got the teams of players going again. Don't get warts. I beg your pardon, Joe. Oh, horny. Oh, I see. Ha ha ha. Typical Joe. Exactly. Right, thank you for that. Yes, no warts in this household. Thank you very much. Where was I? See, he does that. He gets you all confused. Fascination is the name of this song. And it's an old waltz. It's a lovely old waltz. But, Good Chappie is here. Yes, wonderful. You will know exactly what this is all about. This is the piece of music used in no less a wonderful place than Blackpool Tower. That mecca of cheesiness in northwest England. It's wonderful. Blackpool Tower, I used to go there all the time to listen to the organ being played for ballroom dancing. And to ease the pressure on the organists, there are two organs. There is a theatre organ, a big Wurlitzer theatre organ, very famous, probably the most famous theatre organ in the world. It gets played all day, every day, and has been playing every day since the 1920s, with a couple of exceptions during wartime, but that's the end of that. And there's an electronic organ. I think it's something from Technics, do correct me if I'm wrong. And each organist plays an hour of dance music for the punters out front, dancing about, doing the ballroom dancing, strutting their stuff. And when it comes to changeover time, whoever's playing the electronic organ, there's it's on a pedestal and it moves out of the way. A trap door opens on the stage and the Wurlitzer organ comes up. And while they're doing this, both organists are sort of playing together this piece of music. It's always Fascination. They used this for years. It's a Versi now. There you are. Thank you, Good Chappie. It's a Versi. Versi is, of course, a very, very famous manufacturer of electronic organs. Have been since the 60s, I think. Very expensive, very sophisticated, and actually very good. But yes, this is the changeover music that you will hear in Blackpool Tower. It's always a slow waltz, and it's Fascination. I'm not going to try playing it in theatre organ style. I'm going to play it in its original guise. I have to get the organ nice and quiet again for this. Let's see what we can do. F.D. Marchetti and a guy called Fermo Dante Marchetti. Oh, that is F.D. Marchetti. And Maurice de Ferrodi. What a wonderful collection of composers and lyricists. Fascination. good camera work from Mrs. G here. Nice one. Fascination, with some fascinating key changes, I think. Yes, so imagine you're in an ornate, modern, baroque style ballroom, and there's a theatre organ and a Verzi Louvre, I'm guessing, doing their funky stuff up the top end, all the dancers to bop about to. Isn't that amazing? After all these years, a piece of music from 1904 being played all the time. Now then, to the first of the most famous composers, Irving Berlin. Back in the good old days, I've mentioned this before in many of my other, don't lose this is all in order. Don't lose it. I spent the last few days printing out tons of music and putting it all in order, and I don't want to lose anything. Flimsy paper will do the job. We're so old-fashioned, I still use paper. I should really be using an iPad. I've got a bloody great big iPad there. Why aren't I using it to play from? Right, to the first of the grand composers of the songwriting age, Irving Berlin, whose real name was ... A little challenge for you. A little challenge for you. What do you think? First name, real name, and second name wasn't Berlin. What was Irving Berlin's real name? Right. Now, back at the beginning, Irving Berlin wrote wonderful music, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Which we know. He wrote all sorts of wonderful stuff. And this piece of music is from 1907. So Irving Berlin was, at the time, quite young, 18, I think, or maybe not even. Quite young. So he was still being, it says actually here, 1911. So I'm not sure. Either 1907 or 1911. But anyway, still very, very early. And Irving Berlin was a very young guy. And being not just a composer on his own, yet he was being exploited by a publisher, something that is still happening in this day and age. The poor guy wasn't earning any money himself, he was just writing the songs, and someone else, Mr. Snyder, Ted Snyder, I think his name was putting his name on Irving Berlin's music. He had nothing to do with it, he was just the publisher, but he insisted his name was on there as well so that he would get a cut, not only of the publishing rights, but also the royalties. So a bit cheeky from Mr. Snyder, but Irving himself worked out at a relatively early date that this was going on and that Mr. Snyder was just basically fleecing him. So they parted ways and Mr. Berlin went and did his thing all by himself. And lived to a ripe old age doing it too. Anyway, here's one of his early ones. It's called After the Honeymoon. I got a lovely look from Mrs. G at that point. Before you get married, your sweetheart is your sweetheart to the dot. That's what it says. But after you marry your sweetheart, girls, becomes your sweetheart not. Oh, of course, there are many exceptions to most every rule, but then, in this very case, anytime, any place, 11 times out of 10. After the honeymoon, I'll wager my life there are millions of men who wish that their wives were their sweethearts again. After it's Mr. and Mrs., there's often a year between kisses. A sweet wedding cake only gives you an ache. After the honeymoon. Isn't that fun? So Irving Berlin, even at an early age, having a bit of a laugh. Very good. So obviously that's not true in our case. Every day is like the honeymoon for us, isn't it? She's not listening.
Ja, ich bin gerade überlegen.
What? She was thinking?
Nein, ich muss
Oh, thinking about what she was...
Ja.
I see. I know my place. I know my place. After the honeymoon. It's a waltz, so grab a partner, pull them close, and let's go for a nice little waltz together. After the honeymoon. I do hope that those words were not true for any of you here in the Gartshore gang. We all still have someone out there we love and have fun with it. I wonder who's kissing her now. Yes, love songs over the years have always had something to do with someone leaving, someone moving on, jealousy, fascination, swoon, all of those terrible things. And a lot of songs from around this period, now we're not in First World War times here. Ah, thank you, Jez for his ticket. Thank you very much indeed. So yes, some of these songs aren't just about the beauty of love and being in an amazing relationship and having found the person you love. Sometimes they're about losing the person you love. And we're coming up to a couple of songs connected with wartime and losing one's loved one along the way and the longing and hopefulness of them coming back. However, this is not one of those. This is I Wonder Who's Kissing Her Now. From 1909, according to the Roman numerals at the bottom here, MCM 1X. Gosh, copyright was renewed. Oh, there's going to be a hell of a copyright sensation tonight. I'll probably get my first copyright strike if I'm not careful. I Wonder Who's Kissing Her Now. Again, a waltz for you to dance along to. Wonder. We're going to cut them short now a little bit because otherwise we'll be here all night and won't have even moved into the 1930s. Gosh, so many love songs. What's next on here? I think we'll miss out this one because it's rather cute. Actually, no, this is a cute one because this was turned into a sort of a pop song by Fats Waller in the 1930s. It's not from, when's it from? It's from 19, again, in 90 it is, it's from 1909. I beg your pardon? Hab ich schon. Am Anfang, ja klar. Ja, ja, sicher. Sicher. Ah, Vanessa, she's always controlling me and asking me if I did the right thing. I did at the beginning. I told her the program was not put together by us, by ourselves. It was put together by Mr. Blue Spanner there, Mr. Cameron Platt, who, of course, in consultation with Mrs. Platt. And I dare say there were a few other folks over there involved as well. Cam, spill the beans, tell us more. But yes, definitely good fun. And I think we're going to make a series of this. I think tonight we're definitely not going to get anywhere near the 90s stuff. So I think what we'll do is we will, after this one, we'll sort of move through the decades a little quicker to get up to some of the modern ones that Vanessa might actually recognize. This was funny. While I was going through all those songs, to, you know, print out the music and have a listen to them, make sure I recognize everything. All the old stuff, I recognized every single one of them. I could play them practically by memory if I thought about it for a little bit. Shouldn't have been a problem. But when I got onto things like the 1980s and the 1990s, my brain just went, don't know that, don't know that, don't know that, never heard that. Oh, I think I may have heard that in a film. Nope, don't know that, don't know that. And Vanessa was going, oh, I like that, oh, I like that, I like that, I like that, I know that, I know that, I know that. Changed days.
Du kennst gar nichts.
Yes, I really don't. My musical knowledge stops at 1960 something.
Ja, du kennst auch nichts Romantisches.
And then, yeah, exactly, and all the old stuff. And any new stuff after that is based on old stuff. So there you are. It's right over. Vanessa, of course, Vanessa loves all the schnulzy stuff. There's a good German word for you. And that's what gets her going. How about this one? Fats Waller took it and turned it into a sort of a lovely comedy number about two young people out and about on a date. Shall I read the words? The words are brilliant. It's like sort of instructions you would find in a play. Yeah, it's sort of in the script of a play. So it starts: place, park, scene, dark. Silvery moon is shining through the trees. Fine. Cast, two. Me, you. Sound of kisses floating on the... Hold on, that's not right. Yes, it is. Sounds of kisses are floating on the breeze. Nice. Act 1, begun. Dialogue, colon. Where would you like to spoon? That used to mean something else. My cue with you underneath the silvery moon. And then we get the chorus. By the light of the silvery moon. And it goes on like that. I'm not going to sing tonight. Anyway, I want to spoon to my honey. I'll croon love's tune. You can just hear Fats Waller taking the mickey out of this, can't you? Honeymoon, keep a shining in June. Your silvery beams will bring love dreams. We'll be cuddling soon. That's the way it's written there. By the silvery moon. Wonderful, fun stuff. Very simple, but still rather lovely nonetheless. Sing along if you know the words. If you don't, hum along. If you don't know the melody, learn. by the light of the silvery moon. Oh, thank you very much, CAS. We know who CAS is. Thank you very much indeed. Ticket sold. Thank you very much indeed. By the light of the silvery moon. Right, we're going to skip. It's already 11 here in this part of the world. So I think what we'll do is, I beg your pardon, Vanessa wants something romantic. Let me see. Right, we get rid of that. Oops, careful. Why don't I take my pile? Look at this, that's the program. Good God, we'll be here all day. We could do. Here's one called All Night Long. Those were the days. I think we'll get that one out as well. What's that? That's nope. Let's get. We have to do that one, really, don't we? I wanted to do that one, but it's not. Right, we're going to do that one. We've got some more Gershwin coming up, so we'll do that Gershwin, but we'll do this one first. This is Mr. Cole Porter. Now, Cole Porter, being a rather rich and wealthy guy from the Argentine, didn't bother with the publisher thing at the beginning. From the very beginning, Mr. Cole Porter said, I am going to do this all by myself. And he wrote all the words and all the music to all his pieces and had them published. He went straight to Warner Brothers and said, here, I'm good, publish. And they did. And Cole Porter, who was already a multi-millionaire, became almost a billionaire. He was a rather cheeky chappy, had a whale of a life, basically. And my God, he enjoyed himself. And he composed some amazing pieces of music, some of them very lovely and very romantic, and some of them very tongue-in-cheek. Guess what I found? Guess what Cam found? Actually, no, this was one of my suggestions, sorry. We were talking about Cole Porter, and I suggested this one, and Cam said, all right. So we did this one. When the little blue bird, who has never said a word, starts to sing, spring, spring. I need a bell for this. Spring, spring. When the little blue bell in the bottom of the dell starts to ring, ding, ding, haha. When the little blue clerk in the middle of his work starts a tune to the moon up above. It is nature, that's all, simply telling us all to fall in love. Isn't that cute? So it's all about springtime. What happens in springtime? You know what happens, we get, and that word that I'm not allowed to say. And that's why birds do it. Bees do it. Even educated fleas do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. See, playing with words there, you thought something else. While I was reciting that magnificently romantic and erotic text to you, Vanessa in the background went, I forgot to bake bread. Yes, after the honeymoon. It's coming. After 6 years, it's coming. That's romance for you. Here's me thinking kinky thoughts about let's do it, let's fall in love. And she's going, I forgot to bake bread. Anyway, that's a little insight into the Gartshore mind. Oh God, she's found something cute. What is that? Oh my God, she's found it. No, I'm not even going to say what it is. 37 euros. Ursa Major. Madness. Shall I sing this one? Shall I sing you a song, ladies and gentlemen? Soll ich das singen? This is a cute one. Shall I sing it? I'm going to sing this one because it's good fun. Hold on, I need a drink of my tasty beverage. Come on, tasty beverage. Tasty beverage. Vanessa, I'm going to sing. Alert the authorities. When the little blue bird, who has never said a word, starts to sing, spring, spring. When the little blue bell at the bottom of the dell starts to ring, ding, ding. When the little blue clerk in the middle of his work starts a tune to the moon up above. It is nature, that's all, simply telling us to fall in love. That's why birds do it, bees do it, even educated fleas do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. In Spain the best upper sets do it, Lithuanians and even let's do it. Let's do it, get it, Lithuanians and let's fall in love. The Dutch in old Amsterdam do it, not to mention the Finns. Folks in Siam do it, think of Siamese twins. Some Argentines without means do it, people say in Boston even beans do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Okay, I forgot to switch the microphone on, I'm sorry. No, yes. I forgot to. This is why pieces of music like this have something called vamp until ready. And this was me vamping until ready. Okay, let's do the romantic sponges. Romantic sponges, they say, do it. Oysters down in Oyster Bay, do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Cold Cape Cod clams, against their wish, do it. Even lazy jellyfish, do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Electric eels, I might add, do it. Though it shocks them, I know. Why ask if shad do it? Wait to bring me shad, row in shallow shoals. English souls do it. Goldfish in the privacy of bowls do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Ooh. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Fertig. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Cole Porter at his finest. I'm not allowed to tell you this, but we had a family member who knew Cole Porter. So, oh, I just did tell you. Anyway, there we are. A piece of music by Mr. Cole Porter. Now, I think what we have to do now is move into the world of George Gershwin. So, change completely. Can I have the M book, please, Mrs. Gartshore? The black one, I think. Yes. Ta. George Gershwin. George Gershwin wrote many wonderful pieces of music, and a lot of them, of course, for either musicals or operas and various bits and bobs. And one of his most famous ones from the early 20s, 1924, was a piece of music that was written as a bet, as it happens. And it's rather lovely. But it's a very beautiful piece of music, and it made the Gershwins very, very famous indeed. It's called The Man I Love. And no, it's not talking about Gershwin's private life. That would have been Cole Porter's private life. No, The Man I Love is just a wonderful piece of music to be sung by a rather delicious lady, I imagine. Anyway, nowadays anybody can sing it, so that's fine. The Man I Love from the Gershwins back in 1924. The bet in question was at a society party in New York. Someone sat at the piano and went, "Good evening, friends," and said to George Gershwin, "I bet you $100 you can't write a beautiful piece of music, a love song, on and bum, 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 good evening, friends." George, hold my drink. And off he went and composed this. That was very romantic.
Jetzt spiel mal richtig.
The man... No, you just want me to play modern
Phil
crap.
Collins.
Phil Collins! Oh, God!
Doch, der Ken hat viel Phil Collins geschickt, ne?
One.
Ach so, eins. Ja, dann das spielst du aber, ne?
If I have to. I was kind of wanting to sort of stop at 1939 and then we do another one. Next weekend we do another love one. No? Damn it. Right, well in that case we're going to have to skip through rather a lot here. I had all sorts of exciting things to get to. Right, we had Cole Porter, we had The Man I Love there. We get to miss out all the wonderful things. Oh, I think we have to. Come on, we have to. So we have to. We have to do some of these, obviously. We can't leave them all out. That would be terrible. We can't do that. Jerome Kern. He's in here somewhere. Where is he? My friend Jerome Kern. There he is. Jerome Kern with Dorothy Fields together, the first of our female composers tonight. Jerome Kern wrote the words and Dorothy Fields wrote the music. Or was it the other way around? I can't actually remember. Someone will probably be able to tell us. If you are into your circle of fifths, you will know this wonderful piece of music. It's a very romantic piece of music and it's rather beautiful, and I'm going to dedicate it to the most beautiful woman I know, Vanessa. And she's sitting there tonight looking absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. She's wearing black, as always, and she's wrapped up in her white fluffy dressing gown as well, because apparently it's cold. I don't feel it cold under all those lights here, so I think it's all right. But anyway, but she looks absolutely lovely. So I'm going to dedicate this song to her. It is, of course, called The Way You Look Tonight. Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Oh, she acknowledged. That's fine. We're getting it back. She's being romantic again. I shall play this in the style of romance. The circle of fifths, for anyone who wishes to know, sound like this. Just the Way You Look Tonight. Given the Fred Astaire treatment there as well. Don't forget, Fred Astaire sang that song at some point in a film, and I can't remember. Right. Begone, Book of Blackness. Tar. Tja. What do you think? Right. We're going to skip and skip. Hold on. We're going to do lots of skipping here. That's another one. There's so nice. There's so many beautiful songs here. I think we have to include something by Mr. Frank Sinatra at some point, don't we? Old Mr. Blue Eyes. And Frank Sinatra was, of course, one of the best singers of all time. We have to, acknowledge that fact. We have to. No, we keep that coming up to the. Yeah, keep that. Oh, there we are. Sorry, yes. I'm losing my place. We have to acknowledge the fact that Frank Sinatra was one of the best in the world. And he never wrote any music. He just sang other people's music. Like Elvis. Elvis never wrote anything. He just sang other people's music. Didn't stop either of them becoming incredibly successful, incredibly famous, and incredibly wealthy while they were doing it. And Frank was very good at singing sort of sloppy, sentimental ballads. And I think this is one of my favorite ones of Frank's. It's called One for My Baby and One More for the Road. How about that? One for my baby and one more for the road. Mercer and Allen wrote that a long time ago. Now, let's have a poke about here. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. There's another Cole Porter. We're not going to do that. Let's move into the world of rock and roll, the 1950s, ladies and gentlemen. We're scooting through, and here we are in 1955. And this, apparently, is a piece of music that can drive away aliens. I don't know if you knew that, but let's find out if it works. That's enough of that. Only you. Off you go into your falsetto voices. There was a while in history where obviously lots of rather tight-trousered individuals were out there singing, and the world of falsetto stuck in the not only in the classical world but in the pop and rock and roll world, and then I suppose, and it's carried on until today. You still hear it. Lots of bands around there still involve lots of falsetto singing, which is rather good fun if you can do it. Here's a piece of music that was actually written by Willie Nelson, but it wasn't actually made famous by Willie Nelson. It was made famous by someone else. It's the only piece of country music we're going to have tonight. I met Willie Nelson, and I didn't know who it was. When I was a student in Edinburgh, I had various jobs, one of which was a chauffeur. That was good fun, chauffeuring folks around. And one night I got to drive Mr. B.B. King. Dream come true. And I picked B.B. King up at the, where was it? The Caledonian Hotel in Edinburgh. I had the stretch limousine. We had a stretch limousine in the fleet, and I picked him up in the stretch limousine, and off we went down to the Playhouse Theatre for his concert. And I'd already spoken to his management and asked if it would be okay if I hung around backstage during the concert, because I was a big fan, obviously. And they said, yeah, sure, don't worry about it, but if it's all right, would you look after BB's friend? He, keep an eye on him. He'll be there as well. Just keep an eye on him. Sit with him, talk to him, keep him company. I said, yeah, fine, no problem to me. Great fun. So I picked up Mr. B.B. King at the Caledonian Hotel, and I wasn't really paying any attention to who was in the entourage, because B.B. King came up to me and gave me his guitar. He gave me the guitar case, Lucille. And I sort of stood there, and he said, yeah, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Take it. So I took the guitar, and we wandered out, and I took the guitar into the front of the car with me, so it was very safe. So it wasn't in the boot or anything like that. Sorry, trunk if you're over there. Anyway, and we drove off down to the Caledonian, from the Caledonian Hotel down to the Playhouse, all the way along Princess Street in Edinburgh, around the back, into the stage door entrance at the Playhouse. Wonderful. And BB's manager said, right, come on, just leave the car there, no one will be around. I've got my security guy, he can keep an eye on the car, because the band was in a bus behind. That's fine. So we all sort of stood there and wandered off in. And this guy came over to me and he said, hi, you're going to look after me tonight. I said, yeah, I'm going to look after you. You're BB's friend, yeah? And he said, yeah, that's me. I'm BB's friend. And I didn't know. It was this old grey-haired guy with pigtails wearing a black T-shirt, yeah? And he sat backstage and smoked a lot. Let's just say smoked a lot. He had a duffel bag, a sort of a sports bag. And in the sports bag, he had bottles of vodka and bottles of Coke. And he would mix them, half and half, and drink out of these bottles. And he kept offering me some. I said, I'm driving. I'm driving you back to the hotel later. Don't you worry about it. And at some point during the evening, my brain sort of went, hold on a minute, tick, 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 tick. And I sat and looked at this guy, and he looked over at me, and he said, have you just realized who I am? And I said, yeah, I think I have. And he said, yeah, it's quite funny. Hardly anyone recognizes me when I'm around B.B. King. And this was Willie Nelson. I spent the night chatting having a great fun time with Willie Nelson and didn't know who it was. There you are. In awe of B.B. King, both of us. We ended up dancing about behind the stage, Willie Nelson and I, to B.B. King and his band. One of the weirdest stories of my life, but absolutely wonderful. And this is a Willie Nelson song, and it basically sums up our evening. It was crazy. You know what's coming, don't you? Ha 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 ha. It was Patsy Cline, wasn't it? I just noticed that as you were going there. Yeah, Patsy Cline, that was wonderful stuff. There. Right, we're going to skip through, and we're going to skip to the loo, my darling. Now, the other night, not that long ago, we played some Neil Sedaka, Breaking Up Is Hard to Do. I was going to play that tonight. I was going to play two versions of that tonight. There was a version of a song called Breaking Up Is Hard to Do by a sort of a bluesy band, Jive. What was his name? Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, some sort of guy who called himself Jive something or other. And he did a sort of bluesy version of it, which was rather cool. But I couldn't find the music to it at all. Shall we do this one? No, I don't think we will. I was going to do Strangers in the Night, exchanging glances, wandering in the night. What were the chances? Did you know the melody of that was written by a German guy called Bert Kempfert? Oh God, Vanessa's found something sweet in the corner. Oh God, we've lost her. Here we are. Let's play something romantic then. Shall we move into the romantic songs, Mrs. G? We're going to move into the romantic songs, and I think this is from, well, this is the 70s already. Good heavens, my decade, ladies and gentlemen. The 70s. Where do we begin in the 70s? I think we will begin... Oh, Daniel, thank you very much indeed. Sorry, I can't get you all on the way past when I'm playing, but I hope, Vanessa, you're saying ta and thank you to everybody. Yes, that was a quickie from Daniel there. Thank you very much indeed. Yep, that's the one. I beg your pardon? Really? Oh, because I only got it there now. Oh, Vanessa's quicker than me. All right, that's fine then. Where do we begin in the 70s? I know. Let's begin with a song called... Fertig, fertig. Ta-ta-ti-ti. Where do I begin? From the love story. I'm sure we all remember that. Fun stuff indeed. Now I could do that, but we're not going to do that. In the 70s. 70s, always good stuff in the 70s. Elvis Presley. Finally we get to Elvis Presley. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Grammatically terrible, isn't it? Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. Repeat, you were always on my mind. Elvis Presley at his finest, at his chunkiest as well, and a good and wonderful song. Let's see what this sounds like on a church organ from Germany. Ha! You were always on my mind. Everybody nowadays mocks Elvis, which I think is terrible, especially considering Elvis is in the audience tonight. Elvis is part of the Gartshore gang, which is amazing. And I love Elvis, I really do. I think Elvis was the best entertainer ever, full stop, end of question. Nobody has ever been able to entertain like Elvis did. And if you ignore the rhinestone twinkly suits and the health issues towards the end of his life, if you ignore all of that and just listen to the way the guy sang, my God, it's amazing. My favorite Elvis number is Bridge Over Troubled Water, the Elvis version of it. And there's a wonderful version of it, I think live in Hawaii or live somewhere anyway. I think it's actually in Vegas. I don't think it's the Hawaii concert. But anyway, he's there with all his lard and his rhinestones. And he's singing Bridge Over Troubled Water. He's got an entire orchestra behind him. He's got his band and he's got a choir at the side. And he puts so much into that song, it's unbelievable, yeah? And at the end of it, he surprises himself by the sheer sound of the orchestra and the choir and his own voice. And you hear him at the end of it, at the end of this sort of high note at the end. And he just sort of stops, and the audience doesn't know if they should clap yet because they're so taken aback by the whole thing as well. And Elvis himself went, whoa, which is just wonderful. And that moment, that sort of boom, that took him back down to earth and reminded us all that he wasn't one of those jumped up people like the pop world has today. Elvis was just a solid guy who, in the right place at the right time. Wonderful. Anyway, there we are. Compliment to Elvis Presley. And thank you for being part of the Gartshore gang, Mr. P. Anyway, I don't know. Shall we do some Billy Joel? Is that what it's all romantic in a funny sort of way? Vanessa says, do something romantic. I love the way she said it as well. Do something romantic.
Die Platz, die wollen auch was Romantisches haben.
They wrote the bloody program.
Aber da sind auch viele romantische Sachen dabei, das hast du mir eben vorgespielt.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, you mean all the modern stuff?
Yeah.
Well, here we are, Billy Joel then. Let's do some Billy Joel.
Phil Collins.
Don't go changing to try and please me. You never let me down before. Don't go aging. Oh no, don't imagine. You're too familiar, and I don't see you anymore. I couldn't leave you in times of trouble. We never could have come this far. I took the good times, I'll take the bad times. I'll take you just the way you are. Is that romantic? She says yes. Actually, let's turn this into, let's not do it like Billy Joel would have done it. Let's turn this into a sort of a romantic organ improvisation. This could be interesting. Try something different, something new. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. No, hold on, that's something different. Let's try this, see what we can do. That was romantic. Mwah. That was romantic. That was romantic. Yes, yes, yes. Imagine how long this would have been a marathon if we'd done all 75 of these numbers, wouldn't it? I think what we have to do, we have to at some point come back and do the entire program in stages. As I am very, very, very impressed with the sort of the theme that runs through the program that Cameron and Kristin and gang put together, the Platz gang. It is really rather wonderful, and it's actually a shame we don't have enough time to keep going and do it. This is going to be a late one. We're going to keep going until we're sort of getting there. Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of exciting things we can be doing in here. So yes, once again, thank you to Cam and Kristin for putting this together. And wow, what a marathon it would have been. I think what we have to do, now we've had some Billy Joel. Where was Billy Joel? Yes, 70s, 1977. That's modern for me. It's very modern for me. Shall we move into the world of the 80s?
Ich habe eben gesagt, für dich ist alles ab 1950 schon modern.
Why, thank you. What's that? What was that? What was that? Oh no, that's. We're not going to do that. Actually, there was going to be a story about that one, but we'll save that until we actually do it. That was going to be something by Lionel Richie. Gosh, very modern as far as I'm concerned. Right, what's this? What's this? Oh, here we go. Right, I have to do this one. Vanessa will kill me if I don't. This is Mr. Philip Collins. Much like John Sebastian Bach and Maximilian Reger, I'm not the world's biggest fan of Mr. Philip Collins, but I know a lot of people are. Everybody loves Phil Collins. I don't know what it is. I think it's the fact that Genesis was better when Peter Gabriel was there, and it sort of went all lovey-dovey when Phil Collins came along. And yes, well, there's really personal taste. It's all subjective. It's all subjective. However, against all odds, I am going to play a piece of music by Phil Collins, which is people who know me, people have known me throughout the past. They would be amazed at the fact that I would do this. But I'm doing it because well, Vanessa loves it, and she wants me to do it, and I'm also doing it, of course, for our Gartshore gang out there, because it's still wonderful. Oh, Vanessa wants it to be romantic for the Platz. Cam, are you having a romantic time together, the two of you? Are you? I'm willing to bet that Cam and Kristin are cuddling on the couch. Well, exactly. I mean, they put so much work into doing this. But they're sitting back tonight, they're relaxing, and they're enjoying this. Cam is tippy-tapping away in the background. But I'm willing to bet they're all snuggled up together. I'm willing to bet they are. I hope they are. Let's have Against the Odds. There's another part of it for that, isn't it? Against the Odds. Take a look at me now. That's the one, isn't it? Yes. The actual tune is called Against All Odds, but everyone calls it Take a Look at Me Now. Let's see if I can do something with this. I think we'll do the similar sort of thing again. We'll start off as a gentle sort of organy sound, and then we'll turn it into something a bit more 80s. See what we can do. Anyone here from the 80s remember this? Please say yes now. Give us a thumbs up on the way past. And don't forget, he's not doing well. Oh, Jez says Phil Collins isn't doing well. He's physically unwell now. Oh my goodness, that's not good. That's not good. Oh well, let's dedicate this then to Phil, and hope that a little ray of sunshine from this part of Germany gets through to poor Phil. All right then, here we go. Take a look at me now. I just played Phil Collins for the first time on the channel. I was going to say first time in my life, I conducted Phil Collins before. I don't think I've ever physically played. Yeah, I just read that from Cam. Yeah, I know. It's poor old Phil Collins. Yes, I'm sorry. I feel bad now. I feel bad. I shouldn't have taken the mickey out of Phil Collins. I do apologize. He could have been a bit more upbeat. You know, he could have been a bit more upbeat. Good heavens, it's 12:20 and we haven't yet turned into our thingy-bobs. Right. Actually, I have to do this one. This is one that Cam and I spoke about. We have to do this one. It's on 1,000,000 pages. Oh, good heavens! Are the page turns? Oh, does it go back at any point? Oh, damn it! It goes back. Right, we're going to have to do some of that. And there's the coda. Right. Okay, this could be an interesting one. Ladies and gentlemen, pop music in the 80s was not just a thing of the United Kingdom and the United States. Obviously, other countries, including Germany, had their own pop music. German pop music in the 80s and 90s was a bit weird, it has to be said. I'll leave that. I won't say anything about that. We'll leave that up to Ursa Meyer. But even the Scandinavian countries had a go at it. And I'm not talking about ABBA. I'm talking further north than that. The vitamin D deficient band called Aha. A bit of a one-hit wonder. And this was their one. Take on Me. Has anyone ever played this on a church organ before? I wonder. had to put a kind of cha-cha-cha-cha at the end there, otherwise it would never end. Fade to... Ah, isn't that cool? That's going to be an earworm for everybody for the next month and a half. I do apologize in advance. Fun, fun, fun stuff. Right, we have to do the most romantic numbers ever. We could do that one, but we're not going to. We could do that one, but we're not going to. We could do that one, but we're not going to. We're going to do this one, though. Yes, 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 yes. Words by Tim Rice. Music by Reginald Dwight. Can you feel the love tonight? That's what it says here. Absolutely wonderful. Yes, Reginald Dwight was, of course, Elton John. Or is, of course, Elton John. That's his actual name. We just have to. We absolutely have to. We absolutely have to. Let's be romantic. It's true, actually. It's my plan for if we were going to do the whole 75 numbers, we were going to go from the sort of the frivolous numbers of the old days. Remember where we started out? When we started out with that kind of stuff, and hello my baby, hello my dad, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So very frivolous and very sort of. And as we progressed through the years, we would get more and more romantic until we landed in the late 90s. That's the plan. And we will get there in about the next sort of 20 minutes or something like that. I just got a look from the management. 20 minutes. That's overtime. That's serious overtime. Actually, talking about overtime, are we doing all right on festival tickets tonight? Vanessa says, that means, we shall see after the concert. But thank you for all your support. It's a very different organ concert tonight. This is the whole point of these organ festivals, is to sort of show the world that organ music isn't just, it's not just that or that. Yeah, there's all sorts of exciting other things that you can do with an organ, including playing Elton John. There we are. Let's think. Interesting facts about Elton John. He spends his time between London and Atlanta, Georgia. Did you know that? I didn't. Now you do.
35 haben wir.
She's getting restless. She's going to turn into a pumpkin very soon. Now, we had music there from a boy band. Coming up next, we're not going to do boy bands tonight. It's late for boy band. We could do that. But we're not going to. We could definitely do that. But we're not going to. So we're going to finish up gradually with 2 more numbers. 2 more, Vanessa? 2 more? Am I allowed 2 more? Or more than 2 more?
Also ich will irgendwann mal ins Bett.
I beg your pardon?
Ich will irgendwann mal ins Bett.
Vanessa in her wisdom, Vanessa, I want to go to bed at some point, she said. So there we are. Yeah, if you're over in the United States of America land, then obviously it's daytime for you guys. Can I have top up tasty beverage, please? And yeah, but it's here. It's no, not 11. It's 34 minutes past midnight here, so it's already Sunday. Now, while we're on the subject of Sunday, Vanessa, do you have the festival picture still in there? Let's have a quick advertising break. I need a quick drinky poo. Is it still there? And here we go. Let's switch it on. Click. Ooh, a fade, no less, not just a click. Right, the Gartshore Organ Festival. Tonight is a night of romance, or it has been a night of romance. Tomorrow night is going to be our silent film night. Yes, no less than 2 feature films, accompanied live by me on organs. I'm going to do one with a theatre organ accompaniment and one with a classical organ accompaniment, and it's going to be rather fun. We will stick with the film theme, and on Monday night, March 13th, it's going to be And the Oscar Goes To, so music connected to the world of film music, and Oscars at themselves on Tuesday night at the Jazz Band Ball. We're going to zip it up with some fun 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, jazzy, swingy, bluesy stuff. All fun indeed. And then on March the 15th, we will wrap it all up in our closing concert. All concerts start at the same time. That is Central European 2200 hours. Now, I know that over in United States land and Canada land, you already move your clocks forward this Saturday. In fact, now, tonight, don't you? You do it right now in a couple of hours' time. So that means everything's at a different time for you tomorrow. So when the concerts would have been at 4 p.m. for you on the East Coast, they're now going to be 5 p.m. So everything's an hour later for you. Don't forget that. So don't forget to change your clocks. We don't move forwards until the end of the month, so there's going to be a time difference. So get ready for that. Get ready for that. There's a time difference tomorrow. So we will be still starting at 2200 hours Central European time. That's rather important. Don't forget. Right. Love theme from that wonderful film featuring him and her on a boat. I think it was called Titanic, wasn't it? Something like that. And of course, the piece of music involved was called My Heart Will Go On. And along with that, yes, this concert will go on. My heart will go on. A very long piece of music, I just realized. It does go on forever. Not only does my heart go on forever, that piece of music goes on forever. Ladies and gentlemen, we must come to the end of this evening's celebrations, and I promise you, we will continue this theme in the very near future. There's a lot of magnificent music on this list that we didn't get a chance to get through. Check that out. A lot of magnificent music. I'm going to reconstruct the program together with Cam, and we will put together blocks. I think we'll split it into 3 concerts. Cam, get the thinking cap on, and let's see if we can get 3 concerts worth out of this program. I think that's definitely worth doing. I have an idea, so let's work that one out. Now, normally at this point, we would close the evening's proceedings with the Bye Bye Blues. Not tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to... Yep, that's right. Not tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I just had to check this is the right order for the pieces, but it is. We're going to close with a piece of music by Bert Bacharach, who sadly left the planet Earth. Well, did he leave the planet Earth? We don't know. Who sadly left this world a couple of weeks back. And Bert Bacharach was one of just the best composers of tunes generally, but he composed some of the most wonderful, lovely tunes around. And this one is an absolute cracker. And I think it sums up exactly what has to change. The world's a strange place at the moment, but let's not get into that. But I think if more people listened to this kind of music, now we started this evening's proceedings with All You Need Is Love from the Beatles, and we're going to close it with this magnificent number. And I think we might keep this as our closing number for the next few years until the world gets better.
Cam sagt, er ist bereit für die challenge.
Cam is ready for the challenge. I love it. Thank you, Cam. We love you. Yes, get it done. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Bert Bacharach's magnificent number, What the World Needs Now is Love, Sweet Love. And it's true. It is what the world needs right now. We need a lot more of it. And I think this is a perfect end to any organ concert. And we're going to have this as the final number from our concerts from now on. A wonderful suggestion by Mr. P, and we're going to keep that in because it's absolutely wonderful. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for sticking with us for well over 2 3/4 hours tonight. That's a long one. Almost 3 hours, my. This is going to be an interesting one. When the statistics come in, it's going to be copyright. The most we've had to date was 12 copyright claims on one video. So let's see if we can beat 12 tonight. How many? Shall we put bets out? Bets on. How many copyright claims are we going to get on tonight's video? I say 19. Vanessa?
Was sagst du, 19? Wie viele Stücke hast du heute Abend gespielt?
Einige.
Ich sage...
Über 30.
Ich sage... Oh, über 30 Stücke hast du gespielt? Oh, dann hast du bestimmt 21, sage ich.
Vanessa says 21. Right, any advance to 21? Gleiswanderer says 23. Right, here we go. We're going to get them going. Gerald says 20. Right, okay. Well, you keep betting on there and we will tell you tomorrow. We will tell you tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Cam, thank you, or Cam and the Platts gang, thank you for putting this program together. And like we said, we're going to have a batch of concerts based around this because it's such an important theme, and I think we should give it its proper deserve. So yes, let's do that. What the world needs now is love. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. See you tomorrow night for some silent film nights. Get the popcorn ready, get the fizzy drinks ready, and get comfy on the couch again, all snuggled up for some silent film fun. Here we go.